I'm Dan Galusha. Welcome to another edition of Shoot N Plink. This is one that I've really been waiting for, and I know some of you have too because you've been asking me about it. This is the ATI Nova Liberty, and I'm going to bring it up close because this stock is beautiful. This is really a nice piece of furniture, as they call it. Gotta show it to you up close. Look at this thing. I mean, this is just really a nice gun all the way. Everything about it, the lines, it's built well. It's just, and I've already shot it, so I know how it shoots. And if you'll notice, I put an OTW red dot, actually green dot too. It's either way on these. And I'm using that, and I'm going to use it on low velocity. We might as well talk about some of these features right now. You can adjust this from low to high velocity. This is a 22. It's also available in a 177. And with a 22, if I go up to high, it'll be about 900 feet per second. But we're going to go to the lower one, which I think is about 600. You know, no big deal. I usually use it on lower. You can pump this tank up, and I use my Umarex pump to do it, and hand pump. And you can pump the tank up to 4,500. I think you can see the gauge there. You got a gauge. You can pump it up to 4,500 pump or 4,500 psi, but I took it to 3,250, and really that's plenty because I fired it already and 20 rounds in it. And while we're talking about that, pick this up. This right here, this little piece right here, you can slide that in there and make this a single shot if you want. Or there's two 10-round magazines that come with it, and that's what we're going to be using. We're going to fire those, and we're going to be shooting at a 10-meter, an official Olympic 10-meter target, and we're going to be shooting from 10 meters. So that's what I'm going to show you how this thing shoots. Let's try and think of some other features on it. It does have an adjustable trigger. Don't worry with it. I mean, unless you're really picky, this trigger pull is fantastic. It's just right. It also has these little attachments here where you can put a sling. I'm a little upset because I already stick this thing down here in this mud. It's actually quite cool out here, and anything that's with an air gun, when it gets cool, we're going to find out what happens, because it's about 32, 33 degrees right now. So I mean, it's not as cold as it could be at this time of the year, but cool enough. And like I said, when you put it in here, this is your lever bolt, and you just pull that back. In fact, I'll load it right now and show you what you do. Here's your magazine. You put that in, make sure that you got it in the right direction with the clear area facing this way. And when you put it in, just don't put it in like that. I'm going to bring it up here so you can hear this. There. Clicks like that. It's in place. It's ready to go. Now, you load your round. And always make sure that your safety. Here's your safety right here. That's ready to fire. Put it in safe. Push it forward. It's got the first round loaded. And that's what we're going to be shooting with. And there's not a whole lot more to say about it except for the fact that we're going to go shoot, and then we'll be back to talk about it. Oh, we fired 20 rounds. Used my computer glasses, believe it or not. That's what Jim Norquist, Dr. Jim Norquist designed for me. It's for my shooting. They're actually computer glasses. And I can see the target and everything else, even though they're designed. I don't know, that's my eyes. Anyway, what we're talking about is this. Fired 20 rounds, both the magazines that come with it. Like I said, it comes with two 10-round magazines. Let's see what the reading is. Okay, it's down to 2,500. Let me see that. There. It's dropped down to 2,500. And part of that could be the cold, because, man, I tell you, just touching this thing, my hand's colder than all get out, because it's all metal. And as I said, and then the temperature has dropped. When we first started this, it was about 33. It's down about 32, 31 now, maybe even a little bit colder, and the wind chill is doggone cold. So, you know, that might be part of it, but there's still plenty of pressure in there to do some more shooting. And again, I shot that on the lower velocity at 10 meters. Now I'm going to get the target. It's down below here. Don't want to drop this gun. Oh, also turn off my red dot. That's something you should always do, is turn off your red dot afterwards to save on the battery. Now we'll get our target, which is down here. My hands are so cold it's hard to even get a hold of paper. It's not too bad of a grouping. That's 20 rounds. All right within that area. It's probably off a little bit. It should have been all right up here, but that was probably because I've got the adjustment. Just needs a little bit more tweaking. I haven't done that much with it, but tweak it, and man, can you imagine what this thing is going to be? You could put a nail on there and hammer it in the way that thing does. And what I'm really looking forward to, we're going to have another video coming up where I'm going to take this gun and also the Freedom, the other Nova, the Freedom, and we're going to be shooting at 50 yards and see what they do at that distance. Another thing too that I should mention, this has got the rail on it, and there is a rear sight that comes with this, a fiber optic rear sight that matches up with the fiber optic sight here. That I've got on my Freedom, but this one I have put the red dot on. And in order to do this, and that's something I want to bring up too, most of your scopes and like your red dots and that, if you put them on by themselves, they're going to be too far forward here and too low, and you're not going to be able to use your magazine. So what I've done, I don't know if you can see them, but right in here there's adapters for a rail, which I was going to have to do anyway because this one just would not fit this real narrow rail. So I flipped it around to the, because this base here, the mount, you can flip it around on the scope to a Picatinny, the wider one, and the narrower one. Well, I flipped it around to the wide one and then took my Picatinny adapters and put those onto this and then screwed it down that way. So I was able to move this down and lift it up just a little bit more, and it worked out real good. As you've seen, I was able to load it on there, and again, to prove it, I was using low velocity, I was not using the high. That's plenty good enough. If you're going to be doing some planking, target shooting like we were today, that's plenty. And got my safety back on, as I should, even though it's unloaded. There's nothing there. And as I said, this is just beautiful, beautiful gun. This is a rubber butt pad. Don't worry about a recoil. I mean, it's there, but there's really no recoil, at least not in that lower velocity. And again, it's still got 2,500 pounds of pressure, and I might do some more shooting after we're done because this thing is a ball. And plinking wise, man, can you imagine what I'd do to a bunch of tin cans? I'd knock them all over the place with this thing. This is just a super gun. I mean, Sometimes I'm hesitant to give anything a 5, but man, this thing gets a 5 and 10 if you want. That's how much I like this thing. If I was given a 10-star rating, this would be it. This would be a Bo Derek, wouldn't it? A 10. For those of you that remember who Bo Derek is. But remember, this is the ATI Nova Liberty. And between it and the Freedom, got a couple of great guns here. And then use that Umarex pump to pump it up, and away you go. Man, fantastic. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.